What is next for Suga Sean O'Malley after losing to Merab Dvalishvili once again, guys? I just want to go ahead and say this to anybody that picked Sean O'Malley to defeat Merab. Like, yes, we may or may not have picked Sean O'Malley to win, man. It's all good. I'm taking that one on the chin. We're all good. What is next for Sean O'Malley? Before we look at what is next for O'Malley, we're gonna, quickly skim through what is next for some of the other fighters on UFC 316. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. Starting off with the champion, guys. This one's pretty obvious. Merab Dvalishvili looked great. He got the finish. He got the submission victory against Sean O'Malley. Phenomenal. It looks basically confirmed that we're getting Merab Dvalishvili versus Corey Sandhagen. Now, I'm not mad at this matchup at all, but there's something going on with the UFC, man. If you're on a one-fight win streak, you just need one fight. You need to win one fight in a row, man. And that's like the equivalent of winning 7 in a row, bro. I get the situation's different. Merab has beat most of the top contenders. This is a fresh matchup. But Corey Sandhagen has won one fight in a row. Let's not forget that. But then again, I still agree with this matchmaking. Everybody else is booked. He's not going to go straight into an Umar rematch. He has one ranked win. Corey Sandhagen makes sense right now. We should be getting Petr Yan versus Umar Nurmagomedov for the next number one contender fight. But for some reason, I know the reason. Umar wants to fight in Abu Dhabi. Yan doesn't want to wait that long, but Umar is also recovering from an injury, so some complications there. Instead, we're getting Petr Yan versus Marcus McGee. It's a good fight. It's going to be an entertaining fight. The rankings, the matchmaking doesn't necessarily make sense. It's kind of a lose-lose situation for Yan, but we'd rather see Umar versus Yan. It is what it is. But anyway, Merab is going to fight Corey Sandhagen more than likely this year. Probably around October if I had to guess. But yeah, Merab wants to turn around in like 3 months. So maybe it's before October. Maybe we see it in September, possibly. I don't know. But this is the fight that is going to be next. Next up, like I said, we'll get to O'Malley later in the video. Joe Pyfer. Man, Joe Pyfer. I'm not a believer in Joe Pyfer, man. I talked a little bit about it in my last video. He's got good power, obviously. He got a hair transplant or whatever it is. But Joe Pyfer, I want to see a little step up in competition. I don't want to see him fight, a ranked guy yet. I want him to fight somebody right on the edge, borderline ranked, and that is Ruziboev. I think this is a good fight. Ruziboev 6'5", Pyfer's what, 6'4"? I could be off, but these are two big middleweights. Somebody's going down, bro. Pyfer loves to throw these big, dude, talk about meaty overhooks. Meaty overhands, bro. Joe Pyfer slinging. He might not connect. He might. If he does, you're going to sleep, but Joe Pyfer's just out here swinging wild. He could fight a guy like Abu Smagomedov, maybe. Michel Pereira. I want to see him fight a tank. I want to see him fight a guy similar in stature to him. I don't want to see him jump up and fight like a Roman Dolidze. I don't think he's ready for a... I thought about Paulo Costa, Roman Kopylov, loser. I think he needs one more before he really enters the rankings, but enough with Joe Pyfer, man. Next up, we got Mario Bautista. This man, everybody wanted him to lose. He keeps winning. Mario Bautista put on a good performance against Patchy Mix. I can't tell if it was a great performance from Bautista or just a terrible performance from Patchy Mix. Maybe a little bit of both. But Mario Bautista, I mean, you can't deny him. Everybody thinks he's boring. He's had one boring fight. Again, I don't like him, but Mario Bautista should fight Davison Figueiredo next, in my opinion. This is a good step up in competition. I don't know when Figueiredo is going to be ready to get back in the octagon. I know he suffered an injury against Corey Sandhagen. But I like this matchup. I think this is actually a good fight, winnable fight for both guys. And I really don't know who wins. Mario Bautista versus Figueiredo. If Mario Bautista beats Figueiredo, as much as I hate to say it, I mean, maybe he's one fight away from a title shot, maybe 2 at the most. Or maybe Dana just keeps him as far away from the title as he can. I'm fine with that. But this is a good fight. Let's keep it rolling. Kevin Holland wants to fight the worst welterweight on the planet, and he says that is Colby Covington. I don't know if he's wrong, but I love this matchup. Kevin Holland versus Colby Covington. The trash talk would be phenomenal. Both guys are mediocre at best nowadays. Colby Covington is definitely past his prime. Kevin Holland, I guess, is past his prime as well. Kevin Holland is win 1, lose 1. Win 2, lose 3. That's the type of fighter he is. Maybe he gets it done against Colby Covington. I'm not surprised if Colby actually wins this fight. I know that Kevin Holland's got the long limbs, man. I guess he's back at welterweight, by the way. Colby Covington, I can see him obviously going to use his wrestling in this fight. I think he could get it done. Kevin Holland has not responded well to wrestling in the past, but he does have the long limbs, man. He can lock up a Darce choke at any moment. But yeah, you locked up a Darce against Vicente Luque, who's great on the ground, but he's also 1 foot in the door, should be retired by now. But, not trying to take anything from Holland's performance, but whatever. This is a good fight. I don't mind this, but let's get into what is next for Sean O'Malley. Okay, Sean O'Malley lost to Merab now twice, so I don't foresee a trilogy in the future because they're not, it's not like he's going to a razor thin decision against Merab. The first fight was closer, but then the second fight, Merab put a stamp on it, got the submission victory. I've seen people saying that Sean O'Malley should make the jump to 145, and I think that's foolish, to be honest. I do not like the move. First of all, Sean O'Malley has plenty of time. Sean O'Malley is only 30 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I know this is going to sound kind of weird, but he could kind of wait it out. I know this sounds dumb. He kind of waited out for Merab to either move up himself, lose the title possibly. I don't think he will anytime soon. Or just flat out retire. I mean, Merab is 34. He's not on the brink of retirement. He keeps getting better and better. But Sean O'Malley has plenty of time. I don't want to see him make the jump to 145. Another reason being, I don't believe he has the physicality for it. Sean O'Malley is a big bantamweight. Yes, he's 5'11", but he's not very physical. He's been out physicaled, by multiple guys before. Merab Dvalishvili is a machine. He's a different animal. But I don't think that Sean O'Malley can hang with the featherweights in the physicality aspect because they don't have a grappler necessarily like Merab. Well, they have Movsar Evloev, different style of grappling, but yeah, I don't think O'Malley would be able to handle Evloev. I don't think he would be able to handle the strength of Volkanovski either. And then you look down the rankings, I don't know why they still have Ilia Topuria and Max Holloway in the featherweight rankings, but even a fight with a guy like Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez is a massive featherweight. I think they're probably the same height, but Diego's a lot bigger than Sean O'Malley. Now, Sean O'Malley would have the lighter man skill, man. That's a real thing. That is a real thing. He would be quicker on the feet. I think he would land some really good shots on Diego. I think he would piece him up pretty bad. Diego Lopez does have the power advantage, in my opinion, though. But if Diego tries to take this fight to the ground, which I believe he would at some point, I think he's too strong. I think these guys are too strong for O'Malley. Again, I love O'Malley. I don't think this is the smartest move. I think Diego's too big. He's a big featherweight. That's a big difference fighting Merab Dvalishvili and Diego Lopez. Obviously different styles, but even the size difference, bro. O'Malley's used to being the bigger guy. If you jump to 45, that's not necessarily the case. And then you go down, Yair Rodriguez would be a fun fight. I don't know who I would pick in that fight, to be honest. I think that would be a great fight, very entertaining. They'd go tit for tat, man. They'd go tit for tat. But then you go down to Movsar Evloev. Evloev wins that fight. I think Sean O'Malley could get it done against Arnold Allen. Even though I am an Arnold Allen believer, I think he's great. I think O'Malley can get that one done. Move down to Brian Ortega. I think O'Malley gets that one done. Lerone Murphy, same thing. And the rest on, except for John Silva. John Silva, which has just got cut off. I believe he's ranked number 11. He's the real deal, bro. I believe in John Silva. I don't want to see O'Malley get KO'd, man. That would be a good fight. I don't know who wins that, bro. I honestly lean towards Silva. He's fought at lightweight before. He's pretty thick, man. He's a lot thicker than O'Malley is. I just don't like the move to 145. That's all I'm trying to say. Yes, he probably could win a couple fights in this division. I don't see him becoming champion at featherweight. But at the same time, he can't become champion right now at bantamweight. So, you've got time. He's still young into his career. He's only 30 years old. So what does he do? Who does he fight? I think he's going to take some time off. I honestly don't see O'Malley fighting again this year. I think we see him maybe early next year, possibly in the spring. But the fight that makes sense right now to me would be Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. Now, Song Yadong is not an easy fight whatsoever, but this is one of the better matchups for O'Malley in the division right now. Song Yadong, good power, good boxing, but I think Sean O'Malley wins this fight. Sean O'Malley's the better striker. I think he's going to be slicker on the feet. He's going to be faster. Song Yadong not known for his grappling. I think O'Malley would be fine there. O'Malley does have underrated grappling. He stuffed a lot of takedowns against Merab. Merab, like I said, is just a different animal. I think O'Malley wins this fight. There's some matchups I would like to see with O'Malley down the road, but like a Umar Nurmagomedov fight, I don't believe the UFC would book O'Malley in a fight with Umar. I don't think they're going to want O'Malley on a 3-fight losing streak. Even though he could win the fight against Umar, I'm not locking it in saying Umar's a lock. I would probably pick Umar. But we want O'Malley back in the win column. As the UFC, if you're Dana White, you want O'Malley in the win column. Again, not necessarily an easy fight, but an easier matchup here. I would say Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong makes the most sense right now. Song Yadong is not booked, but this is a good fight. This is a good fight. I think there are 3 real options for Sean O'Malley. Obviously, we're not seeing the trilogy with Merab. But Song Yadong is the first option, in my opinion. The next one is kind of situational. We'll have to see what happens. But Petr Yan has been booked against Marcus McGee, like we talked about. Don't love the matchup. I like the matchup. I just don't like the fact that Marcus McGee is fighting Yan already. But either way, it is what it is. If Yan wins that fight, and I do believe Yan will win the fight, what is he going to do? He's going to be asking for a title shot against Merab Dvalishvili, who's going to be fighting Corey Sandhagen, basically confirmed. I think Merab beats Corey Sandhagen as well. So, does Petr Yan immediately get the title shot after that? I don't know. If you go back and rewatch Yan versus Merab, that might be Merab's most dominant performance recently, was against Petr Yan. So do you sell Yan versus Merab 2? Maybe? Possibly if he goes out there and beats Marcus McGee, sure. But what do you do with Umar? Because Dana White seems very interested in the Umar Nurmagomedov rematch, and I feel the same way. That was a very competitive fight. Umar won the first 2 rounds. Merab won the last 3, and it was a close fight. There were some close rounds in there as well. I do believe the right decision was made. But I want to see a fight down the line. I want to see that rematch down the line. So if you want to do that, maybe they do Umar versus Song Yadong. If they do that, maybe Yan wins against McGee. Even if he loses, I think this fight works either way. And this is the rematch that you could absolutely sell. Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan was very entertaining the first time. Very competitive fight. And a lot of people, including myself, I just rewatched it the other day, think that Yan should have won the decision. Now, here's a chance to, first of all, put on an entertaining fight. Second of all, give O'Malley his redemption, even though he got the nod. Or let Yan show that he's the better fighter, better striker overall, and try to get his redemption against O'Malley. I think this fight makes all the sense in the world, with the time being Merab versus Corey Sandhagen. Maybe Umar fights like a Song Yadong or something like that. If they want to give Umar the rematch, that's fine. Maybe Merab ends up moving up to 145 himself. You could do O'Malley versus Petr Yan. This is a banger co-main event spot. You're not going to sell it as a main event anymore. But you could do this as a co-main event of maybe a John Jones fight, if John Jones ever fights again. Maybe a co-main spot of Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira again. I don't know. But it could be a banger 5-round co-main event. 5 rounds this time, by the way. Emphasis on that. We need this in a 5-round fight. But this is another fight that I think O'Malley would win. I could see Yan winning, but I think O'Malley would win. I'd slightly lean towards O'Malley. But like I said, I don't see the UFC giving O'Malley another grappler. I think they're going to give him more of a favorable matchup in a striker. And I'm fine with that. O'Malley, like I said, he's 30 years old. He has time. He doesn't have to rush, He's not on the brink of retirement. He doesn't have to rush and hurry up and get back in the title picture. If he goes out there and fights Song Yadong or Petr Yan and gets a win, I mean, he's really maybe 1 win away from fighting for the title again. I don't think he's going to fight Merab again, but in the meantime, if he takes some time off, comes back, gets a win, you're looking at what? A year and a half now? Maybe Merab still has the title. Maybe he's still kicking, trying to fight more bantamweight contenders. Maybe he's lost the belt. Maybe he's retired. Maybe he's moved up. There's just a lot that's going to be played out by that time. I think this fight would be sick, but we have one more option. I think that we all want to see this one the most, the third option. And y'all are going to agree with me. Y'all are going to agree with me. We talked about him a little bit earlier. But guys, listen. Okay, so there's a bounty on Mario Bautista. Mario Bautista keeps winning, right? It's time to put that to the end. It's time to halt the Mario Bautista title run right now. We want Sean O'Malley back in the win column. This is a win-win, by the way, for UFC fans. We want O'Malley back in the win column, except for the hardcores that just hate on O'Malley, whatever. We all want O'Malley in the win column, and we also all want Mario Bautista to get chinned. Am I cooking or what? Sean O'Malley versus Mario Bautista doesn't even, it's really not even that crazy, especially in the meantime, if you want to, if O'Malley's going to take a long break, talk to his family, regroup and everything, talk to Tim Welch. It's okay, buddy. It's okay, bud. You'll get him next time, bud. But in the meantime, if Mario Bautista wants to get one fight in, maybe he beats Figueiredo, maybe he fights somebody else and gets a victory. I mean, he deserves the top contender. And let's do him versus Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley is 100% going to find that chin. He's 100% knocking Mario Bautista out, guys. And like I said, it's a win-win for everybody. O'Malley's back in the win column. You can, people aren't going to say it's the best win because it's Mario Bautista, but O'Malley could chin Mario Bautista and still be one fight away from a title fight. Now, everything will be different if Corey Sandhagen happens to go out there and beat Merab. Maybe they just give Merab an immediate rematch. Maybe so. But they also might try to push O'Malley back up to the top just because Corey Sandhagen and O'Malley is a banger fight. But y'all let me know, would y'all want to see O'Malley chin Mario Bautista? Because I'm fine with this matchmaking for that sole reason. But that's going to be it for me, guys. Let me know what you think should be next for O'Malley. Do y'all want to see him move to featherweight? Do you want to see him fight Mario Bautista, man? Let me know in the comments. But that's going to be it for me, guys. I appreciate y'all once again. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell, bro. Turn the post notifications on because you do not want to miss a UFC 5 live stream, a live UFC trivia game. You don't want to miss any of that, guys. I appreciate y'all once again, and we out.